To our live show from the Biohacker Summit Helsinki. Our next speaker here is T Lightheart, who came to Finland all the way from Canada. Wade, how are you today?
Doing good. A little jet lag, but we're okay.
Is this your first time in Finland?
First time in Finland, so really excited to be here. I watched a lot of hockey championships from Helsinki on television,
that's right.
So it's nice to actually come to the place eventually.
Yeah. Well, welcome. We're really excited having you. For our live audience, could you briefly tell us what you were talking about earlier today?
Yeah, so I was talking about a topic that actually impacts everybody, and that is digestive health.
Right.
Particularly in how a person absorbs, utilizes, and optimizes one's digestion, and also what are some of the common elements that cause people to have problems in their digestive area, why they may choose certain diets, what are the key elements that allow you to get the most out of whatever diet you are choosing.
Right. I think it's fair to say that nowadays people are pretty much obsessed with dieting in general without really going deep into science and understanding the real impact of that. So what would be your advice to everybody who wants to just really, eat healthy, stay healthy for as long as possible?
Well, I think the first thing is to understand how your digestive system works. And it's a single canal from your mouth to your anus. And so just because you eat food doesn't actually mean it's absorbed and utilized or it's inside the cells of your body either to build building blocks or to produce energy. And so that basic fundamental assumption that we're getting, that we if we eat something, it becomes us,
right,
is inaccurate.
Right.
And in fact, much of what we eat, we can't absorb, we can't utilize, we can't digest. And anything that becomes undigested inside the body now has the potential for a toxin. It'll feed pathogenic organisms, bacteria, parasites, these type of things. And those organisms can severely compromise your health in the short term and definitely over the long term, especially for performance and longevity.
Oh, that sounds really, really scary. So could you give an example of what kind of foods we should be avoiding and what kind of foods we should be focusing on?
I'll back the truck up a little bit further.
Sure.
And that is that humans are the only species on the planet that eats their food in a cooked food.
Right.
So tigers will knock down zebras, and it eats the entrails where the enzymes and probiotics are present, then it eats the carcass.
Right.
A bear, if it's eating a salmon or whether it's eating a blueberry, is eating its raw state. It gets the enzymes present, the bacteria present before it consumes it.
Yeah.
A horse or a cow, it'll eat, grass or herbs or whatever. Usually the fresher as possible because it has the most enzymatic potential and the bacterial.
Yeah.
And it eats in a live state. But humans, through modern food production and distribution, we've altered the natural way of absorbing food or getting food. And so we preserve it, we cook it, we dye it, we add all these other agents that prevent it from breaking down.
Right.
And then we ingest all of those agents along with our food, which interrupt our natural digestive health process. And in digestion, you need there's three big things that you need.
Yep.
The three things are this. Number one, you need enzymes. Number two, you need hydrochloric acid. And number three, you need a healthy microbiome that is able to break down and absorb, utilize the food that you're eating. Any compromisation of any one of those three things, you're going to end up with health issues down the road. And in North America, where modern food production is probably at its pinnacle worldwide.
Right.
Right now, in North America, 12% of the emergency hospital visits right now are related to gastrointestinal issues. So it's cruising up there with like heart attacks and diabetes. 25% of the population is on prescription medications, and over a third of the population is suffering from some digestive related disruption on any given day. And this is increasing, not because people aren't following the right diet, is because we're making this assumption that if it's in a package or it's in a food that I can digest and absorb it.
Yeah, so basically, we all need to go back to basics of eating real, unprocessed, plant-based food. Is that?
Well, that's step one. But what the problem is if you're sitting here today like you and I are,
Right.
the reality is that the chances that we have a compromised digestive system is about 95%.
Oh, that's alarming.
It is. And so I would say the first thing to do is to assume that your digestion is not optimized. Number two is to track which type of dietary choices are better for you. That's going to indicate which enzymes you're deficient in. My business partner, for example, is a ketogenic guy. I'm a vegetarian.
Right.
We're the polar opposites of the dietary choices, but we both focus on optimizing our digestion. Now, could I follow a ketogenic diet and be successful? I believe so. Could I fight a paleo diet and be successful? I believe so. But I believe that as you optimize your health and vitality, that you'll actually be able to have a fuller choice of health, of dietary things, as opposed to restrictive. And so my goal is to allow people to be able to be able to accelerate their digestive capacity regardless of the diet that is the preference to them.
Then the question is, how do you find that one that sort of works for you?
Yeah. So the first thing that I would suggest is track your diet, follow a period of at least 3 to 6 months on any given diet.
Yep.
Monitor your biomarkers with a naturopathic doctor, and look at your blood sugar, insulin responsive, look at your SpectraCell nutrient absorption, look at your hormone profiles, track that over 3 to 6 months, do another one, and see which one comes out best.
Right.
There are advantages and disadvantages to every diet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't accept that.
Right.
So there's some benefits by being on a ketogenic diet that you don't get in a vegetarian diet, and vice versa.
Certainly.
And by becoming rigid in one's thinking and process, or becoming labeled as an ism,
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian, I'm into vegetarianism, or I'm into keto, those are limitations that will ultimately spell trouble for you. So it's important to let the science lead, let your own biofeedback. And what you'll do if you're writing in your journal, you can actually track your biofeedback with the scientific components. So later on, when you get that kind of feedback, you're going to go, oh, you know what? This is what's going on in my body, and you can adjust in real time.
Right. So it is a process, and it will
100%.
take time. And I think it's important for everybody to remind yourself that there is no sort of one magic pill that will cure everything in one day, but it is a process, and it takes some lifestyle change, and it takes some personal effort and dedication to really get to find what is it that is working for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to having you here, and we'll see each other very soon.